Here is a typical image of the nerve supply to the upper limb. Here is the ulnar nerve, the median nerve, and various other nerves in the arm you would learn in an anatomy course. In the next two images, I will show you first a model representation of a transverse section taken through any one of these peripheral nerves, and point out to you similar arrangements of connective tissue wrappings as you saw with a skeletal muscle. Then I will show you a real histological section and repeat this description. Basically, a peripheral nerve consists of myelinated and unmyelinated axons, wrapped up by connective tissue sheaths into a number of bundles or fascicles. Each nerve bundle or fascicle is intimately enveloped by a perineural sheath, and each individual nerve fibre within fascicles is encased in an endoneural sheath. And around the entire nerve, the outer connective tissue sheath is the epineurium, which also surrounds each nerve fascicle or nerve bundle. Look at this transverse section through a peripheral nerve. The nerve section appears as a circular piece of tissue with abundant bundles of axons. Each of these bundles is a fascicle of nerve fibres separated by connective tissue. This particular section illustrates the connective tissue components well, since it's stained with Masson stain. The epineurium, the outermost protective layer, is not stained on this particular section, and I have no idea why not. But it consists of dense connective tissue and surrounds the whole nerve. Its stained component surrounds each fascicle. A perineurium surrounds each individual fascicle under the fairly extensive epineurium. It's composed of several sheets of Schwann cells, or close relatives of them. They form a grey-coloured epithelial sheath that isolates the bundle of the axons from the surrounding connective tissue of the epineurium. It encloses a fluid-filled space that you see as a small gap between the perineurium and the underlying nerve axons. The connective tissue within the perineurium is endoneurium. It includes seams of loose connective tissue to provide pathways for small arterioles and venules, as well as very delicate reticular fibres around individual axons. Fibroblasts secrete the type 1 collagen fibres, and their nuclei can be seen in the green seams of endoneurium. Schwann cells secrete the reticular fibres around themselves. Turn your attention to these axons. The large ones are wrapped up in layers of myelin. In the case of a myelinated nerve, the axon is wrapped up with dozens of layers of double cell membranes of Schwann cells, with no cytoplasm between them. However, histological processing extracts the lipids and shrivels the axons, and the space formerly occupied by the myelin is generally empty with just small wisps of protein left. And a dense orange-brown dot, the axon itself, is in the middle. As you may already know, there are no nuclei belonging to neurons in a peripheral nerve. Their cell bodies are located in the brain, spinal cord, or ganglia. The nuclei that you see in a section of a nerve belong to Schwann cells, fibroblasts, and endothelial cells. The nuclei of the Schwann cells are cigar-shaped and so appear as a circular profile in a transverse section, such as this one. They can be distinguished from nuclei of fibroblasts by their shape and location, but a fibroblast nucleus may often appear more elongated. Small axons are not wrapped up in a myelin sheath. Instead, they're grouped in clusters and surrounded by the cytoplasm of Schwann cells.